Welcome to Mike's No Mic Open Mic. Thank you all for coming out. I have been informed by the ravenous Justin Strasser that this is our 12th Mike's No Mic Open Mic. And while technically March 30th was a year from our first date, and when we should have had cake, delicious cake, that's right, this is our 12th time, our year. I think it's appropriate. I wrote down a few things during that set. First thing, if someone in this room doesn't start a band called Dying of Ghosts, I'm going to be very disappointed. I also, I don't have as good a high stories as Wes does. Like, my high stories is one time I thought a black light was a police car, and one time I ate a whole box of Frosted Mini Wheats, but that's about as exciting as it gets. I feel as though I had an incident where I shipped something that I didn't get on time, or some poor gentleman like Brad had to deal with it. I'm a man, and I own a snake, and I ordered frozen rats online. And there's a thing about ordering frozen rats online, you're supposed to get them in 48 hours. For a reason, ours sat in a FedEx facility over the weekend. And then were shipped to my house, thawed. So, my Brad didn't do his job. And along the lines of getting decapitated bobcat rabies blood in your mouth, I've got a story that relates to that too.
Of course you do.
In high school biology class, it was dissecting time, and one of the students brought in a bucket of sheep's eyes from their family farm. Farming's way more interesting than I thought it was. So we were cutting apart sheep's eyes because they're close enough to human's eyes, so why the hell not? And we had turned it inside out, and I was, wandering around with it on my finger, like you do. And then later, I'm talking to a friend, and he's telling me a story about someone he knew who was golfing, got mad, threw the ball at the ground, it hits the bottom of the hole, pop, hits him in the eye. And I go, ha ha! I haven't washed my hands yet. Fortunately, it was only formaldehyde, and I'm fine now. The other day at work, I was having a pretty bad day. I was kind of stressed out, and I went to poop, like everyone does.
Right.
And I sat down on the toilet, and I did not have a similar experience to Wes. I did not have shit up to my shoulder blades. I had a tangentially related experience. I continued to poop, as anyone would, and my poop hit the water in just the right way that, you see those slow motion videos of the drop of water coming up, that drop of toilet water just came up and just like an ice cube on my brown eye, just confirmed that it was a bad day. And that's why I wrote "Kiss Asshole" down on this piece of paper. It's odd, the amount of times in my life that someone in a truck has yelled something at me. But I think what's odder is it's always the same thing. And most recently, at the house I live with my lovely partner and my adorable 4-year-old child, I was walking out to my mailbox to see if I had any mail. And on my way back, and we don't live in the main street, we're on top of a hill next to a cornfield. Someone drives by in their truck and just goes, "Faggot!" And I'm not even mad. I'm just like, you had had to go out of your way to go by my house. And I'm not even dressed like a faggot today. How did he know? My 4-year-old, who I mentioned before, lives at my house, which I also mentioned before, had her checkup last week, and we found out that she is in the 96th percentile for her height. If you don't know, that means 96% of 4-year-olds are shorter than my daughter. That's right. And we had her at a playground last weekend, and she was, you know, she was doing her thing. There's a fake pirate ship. She's like, ah, pirate, treasure. And a little girl comes up to her. She's about an inch shorter than my daughter, and she's like, how old is she? And I was like, 4. She goes, I'm 7 3/4. And my daughter could have taken her. She's 7 3/4. I've got a 4-year-old, 3.5 foot pirate. She's ready. You can see that the people that need to be home by 11 are out of here. So if anyone wants to move up, there's lots of room.
They're not sharing.
So I debated telling this. I actually wrote some stand-up. Ooh, okay, no, I'm not gonna tell it.